Let me start by saying that black people, black men, are not a monolith. Barack Obama recently made a surprise campaign stop in Pittsburgh as he's out stumping for Kamala Harris. And we respect Barack Obama as the first black president. A lot of black men look up to him. I look up to him. He has this father-like energy. Basically rebuked black men specifically about their lack of enthusiasm for Kamala Harris. Take a look.
The women in our lives have been getting our backs this entire time. They've been raising us and working and having our backs. And when we get in trouble and the system's not working for us, they're the ones who are out there marching and protesting. And so now you're thinking about sitting out or even supporting somebody who has a history of denigrating you because you think that's a sign of strength, because that's what being a man is, putting women down. That's not acceptable. That's not, this shouldn't even be a question.
Wrong for President Obama. It is a wrong course for the Harris Waltz campaign to lay at the feet of black men when they have their reasons. In 2020, the vice president was labeled a cop, as we know.
But do you think, sorry to interrupt you, Nina, but do you think he's right that one of the reasons is because they don't like the idea of
It might be some listen, black men are socialized in the same society as any other man. So yes, is misogyny maybe a part of it? But again, is President Obama and is the Harris Waltz campaign going to lecture other male groups in the same way that they're lecturing
This is
black
not just about...
I don't think so.
It's not just...
So like I started by saying, black people are not a monolith. You know, I think one of the things that the Democrats have to realize is, you know, the times have changed. Black people are now more aware than ever about what type of power we as a coalition yield. We also are paying a lot of attention to how politics are truly impacting our lives on a day-to-day basis. And one of the things that, you know, we see, especially among men, is that there are a lot of things happening all at once in the manosphere. Okay? The world is moving fast and everyone is trying to keep up. But while we're doing that, we are also paying attention to promises that have been made that may not have necessarily been kept the way we would like to see them. So for that, you can't expect black people to by default vote for you just because you're a Democrat. Those days are over. Then you have the other part of this conversation is about what has the government done for me lately? So think about this. You know why a lot of people, a lot of black men especially, feel like Trump is the person they should look to for money? When PPP happened, you did not get a PPP loan. Those are for business owners. So a lot of men realized for the first time how important it was to own a business. It woke people up to, oh wow, I should be an entrepreneur. So now you got a lot of the electorate thinking like business owners now. And what does that mean for me? How come there wasn't more of this information provided to me before now? Why am I just now realizing today that owning a business could yield so much benefit? So the mindset about economics changes. So then it's like, whose policies about economics was going to benefit me the most? Then you got mass incarceration. That's at the forefront of the mind, because it's like, okay, I just saw Governor Wes Moore. People like Wes Moore. He got rid of these that people were carrying over possession in the state of Maryland. big move that's going to benefit a lot of men, especially a lot of black men. And why is that black specific? Because black men get incarcerated over possession of marijuana way more than any other demographic. So that impacts our community a lot more. So if Westmore can do it in Maryland, how come the Democrats haven't done that on a federal level when they held both houses of Congress, when Obama was in office? A lot of black people take issue with the fact that Obama was the president for all people and didn't necessarily focus primarily on black issues when he was in office. Yes, he did a lot of things, a lot of great things, but there are some people who feel he didn't do enough. That's real. While we are thinking about what that means as far as the support that black men are or not giving the Democratic ticket, we have to realize and appreciate that black people are not a monolith. And we are now realizing that we have to vote on the issues that matter to me as an individual. So I gotta vote in my own individual self-interest. And for a long time, we voted as a collective. Our grandmothers, our fathers, and whoever has told us how to vote, and we just did it by default. So Democrats were in a comfortable position to always assume that they were guaranteed our vote. But now we're realizing that elections do matter. We also realize that there's certain things that can indeed get done, and we're trying to figure out why it hasn't been done. We're having conversations around whether or not reparations should be a thing. Affirmative action got stripped away. You know what I mean? So there's a multitude of conversations going on within the community. Now we respect and we honor our elders. But in this time where the world is rapidly changing and our very existence as not only black men, but as men in general, trying to really understand how it is and where it is that we need to fit or how we show up, and being challenged on what we think about ourselves, being challenged about what we think about each other, about women, about everybody in between. I don't think it's a good idea while all that's going on to, like Nina said, put all that burden on one group of people. No, the time is now where politicians have to earn your vote, period. Now y'all know who I'm voting for. I'm voting for Kamala Harris for a host of reasons. Because I agree with Obama, who is saying that ain't no way in hell I'm gonna vote for a man who has proven time and time again to be a racist. He wanted the Central Park 5 executed. He was sued for racial discrimination when he owned an apartment building. He literally has been cited on record as having used the N-word when referring to black people. Has been cited as saying that all of us are not intelligent. He's put us down time and time again. He literally made Tim Scott look like an ass. So I would never vote for someone who don't give a shit about me for real. And I'm voting for Kamala Harris is not only because I care about our democracy, not only because I believe that women can and should lead, not only because I've done the work to check my misogyny and my patriarchy at the door, so I can see beyond myself and see beyond the temporal things that I enjoy as a man, to see the bigger picture about what it means for us to be good to each other as a collective. That's why, with all of that, I can vote for Kamala Harris. So on the one hand, I understand why Obama is saying what he's saying, because how could you, given what we know about Donald Trump? But on the other hand, another way to have a conversation, and the conversation should indeed be had. And now let me ask you another question. Some of you might say, well, do you think she's going to win? Yes, I do believe she's going to win. I believe that she's forming a new coalition. And that coalition is not heavily dependent on solely black people. I think she's forming a broader coalition that hinges on Republicans and conservatives and people who are more center left or at moderate to center left, I think that's the new coalition. This affected Republicans. It includes a lot of, women who realize that the Republican Party don't like them. They don't want them to have control of their bodies. It's including a lot of young people who realize, oh shit, I might not have known who Trump was. I might have been in middle school when Trump was president and wasn't really paying attention, but this man is absolutely batshit crazy. So it's gonna be a different coalition. But the days of thinking that because I'm black, or because I'm a man, or because of whatever my default is, my default setup is, that you by default get my vote, no. Those days are done. Those days are done.